Benvenuti all'Arte del XXI, il podcast dedicato interamente al mondo dell'arte contemporanea. Io sono Erika e in questa puntata parleremo con l'artista britannica, creatrice delle opere presenti nella mostra Florilegium, curata da OTTN Projects. Per l'occasione, la puntata sarà in inglese.
So, I would say my life began as a little sister. I had 3 older brothers, and I was the older sister to my baby sister Anna, and I desperately wanted to be one of the boys. I climbed trees, made dens, I loved the colour blue, I wanted to fit in with my brothers. At the same time, I really desperately wanted to protect my sister from all the things that I felt were difficult in the world as a child. So I would be like her bodyguard at school. But ultimately, my favourite things were climbing trees, building dens, and making art. And one of my favourite memories was during a power cut. As a child, all of the lights out, and by candlelight I spent hours in silence colouring in a children's book, and it was these quiet, still moments in my family that I found peace with art. My extended family had a huge influence on me. My nana pressed flowers and made artworks from pressed flowers. She painted. My aunt painted, and she was an art teacher. She continually encouraged me as an artist. My mother always encouraged me to paint, always encouraged me to make things. And she was fascinated by the natural sciences, so would explain how things were here on Earth through science. And my father, who's a gardener, head gardener, his knowledge of botanicals and his expertise with growing was always there, and my parents taught me to love nature, understand its danger, its provision and its beauty. For me, nature has a cycle, a constant motion from birth through to death, and it's constantly evolving. It's impossible to control nature. And yet, as human beings, we're constantly trying to manipulate nature into what we want from its resource, and we're constantly redirecting its flow. And sometimes nature is really fast, and sometimes it's completely out of control, and other times nature is still and it seems to have paused. So the wonder of working with it as an artistic material is a continual challenge, and I have never learnt enough, and I never will. I'll die without knowing enough about how to use the natural material as my art material. But yeah, the idea of kind of infinite life continues within my artwork. I have never thrown away any of my art material, the flowers that I use for the past 10 years, and even the dust I reuse and I archive. I see this cycle of life within my artworks, and I also see the manipulation of the human being on nature within my artwork. There is an element of control to walking into a space where nature has been paused, and I like that. I like being able to, as an artist, bring people to a space where they can be still, where there is no cycle of mania of life being too fast, where for 1 second we can just sit and enjoy what the earth has given us.